We have Becca Kirian here, the first female match of the night. She's the brown belt from Evolution, and she took the win with, what would you call that?
Smother. Mother's milk, yeah.
Smother and Mother's Milk. And it was such a great match to watch and so technical and systematic. Tell us a little bit about where you came from and how you came to get on the card.
Yeah. So I live in Juneau, Alaska. It's the capital of Alaska, but it's the only gym in town. We're an urban island, no roads in or out. We have to fly your boat everywhere. So I try to compete out of state. Obviously, it's my only way to get experience. And so I've been trying to build my name on the scene, and I got a message from them a couple weeks, months ago, something like that, offering me the opportunity to come out, and took it in a heartbeat. It's awesome to have this opportunity, get a title match. Yeah.
Awesome. So you found out about your competitor, and then what were your first thoughts about that and how you went about training?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Maylene's an awesome competitor, super talented. She definitely has a height advantage and limb length advantage on me. So my coaches watched, game planned. One of my new coaches, Jake O'Driscoll, was awesome. He watched so many of her matches, really game planned. Our strategy was, if I don't get the takedown, she's probably going to pull guard, and forcing a chest-to-chest connection from half guard, which I did a couple times, so I eventually got that pass. So executing that game plan was when I get to mount, try to isolate arms or attack from there. If you know me and watched me, I love Mother's Milk and Smother. I think this is my 8th one in a little over a year. So when I was up there, I knew I pretty much had it. I've done it enough. I listened to the breathing, and I was pretty sure I had it, and I got it. So followed the game plan.
So you executed like your game plan exactly, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
With smothering and Mother's Milk, what's the finishing kind of touches on that?
Yeah, so it's a you can't breathe submission. So it's not a strangulation attacking blood. It's attacking the breathing. So it has to be a really uncomfortable position from mount. You do see people attack smothers with double arms up, so there's no defensive mechanism. I originally started attacking that to try and open up other positions. So if they were defending, they didn't like that, not being able to breathe, their hands would come up so I could isolate. Eventually I figured out I might be able to finish from there. So yeah, it's just forcing basically your chest and pecs up into their mouth and nose area, and controlling the head so they can't turn away and escape. And it's like putting a sweaty pillow over someone's mouth in kind of gross terms.
Very effective. So tell us a little bit about your competition journey and how you go about training, training wise, the schedule, food, kind of mentality on the mat as well.
Yeah. So I started competing at blue belt, and my coach at the time, who it's kind of my day one, he's been with me white to brown belt, just moved, told me it's just collecting data. So that's the approach I've taken to all my competitions, is not about the outcome per se. Obviously it's awesome when I win and get submissions, but collecting data, doing what I can, the variables I can control, and getting better day by day. So I've competed as much as I can. It's hard, obviously. It's expensive for me to travel, but as much as I can, blue to brown belt, just to prepare for hopefully one day being on some bigger stages. Mentality in the training room, I try to come in with intentionality. That's something my coaches have been really helpful for. Sometimes it's hard on your own to know what to work on. So having guidance and coming in with each session, not necessarily when I kill my training partners, but here's what I'm working on. Am I working on half guard? Am I working on butterfly? Am I working on just grips? Intentionality. I have strength and conditioning. I have a really awesome strength and conditioning coach. Shout out Cody. He's been phenomenal keeping me in shape and also safe and rehabbing. I'm a dietitian, so I take care of my own nutrition. I love sports nutrition, so that's been really fun. Like I said, I usually fight a little bit lower than this at 145, but I felt comfortable with my nutrition, my strength, my training to take this match.
Awesome. Do you have any little nuggets nutrition-wise for jiu-jitsu people?
Carbs are your friend. Don't go keto if you're an athlete. I know we have some sodium or supplement electrolyte sponsors out here. Salt really is also your friend if you eat a really well-balanced diet. We're losing tons of sweat. Not saying, go chug 5,000 milligrams of sodium, go to a dietitian or physician, but it really is helpful to have electrolytes, well-balanced nutrition, carbs, and make sure you're adequately fueling for your sessions. Undernutrition can lead to underperformance.
Awesome. When you say carbs, is that some people are confused about carbs?
Yeah, it's a question I get a lot in my practice. So carbs can be any carb-containing food. So it can be things like fruits. It can be starchy vegetables like potatoes, beans, legumes. Obviously, people sometimes think of carbs as like our really sweet things like donuts and cake. You can have those in moderation, of course, but like when I'm talking about like adequate carbohydrates, I'm really talking about filling your plate with those things that have lots of vitamins, minerals, fiber. You can have rice, you can have pasta too. Like those things are phenomenal sources and also delicious.
Awesome. Do you what's your job and stuff in Alaska? What's life look like in Alaska?
Yeah, so I work for myself. I'm in private practice. My practice is Centum Centum Nutrition. It is a virtual practice with some in-person hours. So I work with folks a lot in Alaska, some across the country, which is exciting. Like I said, in Juneau, it's the capital, but it's pretty isolated. So I try to get outside hiking with friends, my partner, family, when we can. Fishing's good, so fishing, foraging. The winter months are pretty hard. It's dark and rainy, so it's a lot of training. That's really important for mental health there too.
What keeps you staying in Juneau when you can go anywhere?
Yeah, I love it. I'm sure you guys here in Idaho appreciate like the nature that you have. I'm partial Alaska, but it's really unmatched. You go on a trail 5 seconds from your house and there's nothing for hundreds of miles. Like you might be the only one on the trail. When you're looking out in the mountains, there is nothing for hundreds of miles. It's incredible. And the trails are world class, right behind your house. You don't have to drive hours to them. There's challenges, but it's beautiful.
That's awesome. What would you have to say about future female martial artists? Anything to say? Messages you want to share?
The next generation is killers. It's, wow, amazing. I obviously didn't start as a kid. I started as an adult. So if you're an adult, it's not too late. Always join. You don't have to be a competitive person like I am. You could do it for recreation. I think the community of jiu-jitsu is really awesome. Our school started a women's program thanks to one of our purple belts. And I think that's really important for confidence, community, and just excited to see more women, girls in jiu-jitsu. It's really cool.
And is your style, are you a gi, no gi? What makes you pick one of those?
I train both. I probably train like 60% no-gi because I compete primarily no-gi. I do train in the gi. I do think it's important. There's a competition in Washington, the Revolution. It's really awesome opportunity if you want to get just some experience. It's not a show. It's like a tournament. And I always do the gi in that tournament at least a couple times a year. I think both are really important. Yeah.
To be well-rounded.
Yeah.
Well, what do we have coming up next for you?
I'm going to do PANS in October, so that'll be in New York. And then I'll do ADCC East Coast Trials in November in Florida. And then I'll do Nogi Worlds in December, which I believe is like the second week of December in Vegas. So competitions leading out through the end of the year.
That's amazing. And then what's your ultimate goal?
Do the most I can with the opportunities I have. So whenever there's an opportunity that I'm able to do, I want to take it, collect that data, hopefully one day win some important things, just be proud of what I've done.
Awesome. I love the outlook. It was really fun watching you, and looking forward to seeing what else you do in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks, Becca.